Hey everyone, Tyler here with Gilded Reviews. Today we are taking an early access first look at Pit People, the new tactics RPG from developer The Behemoth. I played this game back when it first entered early access in January of 2017, and since then the developer has released a ton of new content. So I thought it was a good time to jump back in and see how things are going. The Behemoth is a well-established developer with a few heavyweights under its belt. Alien Hominid was their first release, followed shortly after by Castle Crashers, which managed to bring back the elusive couch co-op brawlers many of us grew up on. The Behemoth's next big hit was Battle Block Theater, and I won't go into too much detail here, but it was a groundbreaking platformer. Now that leaves us with Pit People. Here they once again managed to break the mold, so to speak, and bring us a fantastic turn-based multiplayer RPG that is off to an outstanding start. The art keeps with Behemoth's trademark comic-rich, cartoony style, and is complemented extremely well by next-level voice acting and a phenomenal soundtrack. Everything here seems perfect for this style of game. It doesn't work everywhere, but with the comedy they bring into Pit People, it all just fits together. This is because of the writing and the voice actor Will Stamper. I mean, seriously, this guy is on point.
Let's see. Oh, it's Horatio, the humble blueberry farmer, loving father, and the most boring creature on the face of this planet. But what's this? Looks like you've got a spicy situation on your hands, Well, it's been nice knowing you, Horatio. Not really, but now it's time for you to die. Yes, how exciting. Not for you, of course.
That really leads me into the next highlighting feature of this title. The kinda story. It's dumb, but in a good way. The basic premise of the game is that a cosmic bear crashed into your planet and messed everything up. I won't go into too much detail, but it gets more outlandish from there. Essentially, it is the apocalypse. This apocalypse was started by the narrator. The narrator has taken interest in the main character Horatio, whom you control. This of course is just a rough little intro. The game gets outrageous and the world has been mutated into something that, well, you just need to experience to understand. It is funny though, and the world the developer created is full of comic relief. All in all, it makes for an extremely enjoyable experience and a rather unforgettable story. Now let us get into the actual gameplay and mechanics of the game. Combat is fluid and quick. Don't get me wrong, matches take forever, but the way the game is built has streamlined a lot of what consumes time during normal RPG combat. This could be a good or bad thing. The developer just has a different way of doing this. Basically, you only decide where you move the characters. They pick who they fight, and I know, what about skills? An RPG is not an RPG without some type of skill system. Well, that is where Pit People starts to switch things up. Skills are kind of based on where you're placed on the map and who you are currently using. This isn't unheard of in tactics games. I know if you need a fire skill, you need a fire mage. That is not what I mean. To break it down, in Pit People, you capture your team and have them fight for you, similar to how you have monsters in your group in Disgaea. The difference is each mob has skills that differ from one another, and some skills are more suited for specific situations. For instance, they have fire fairies that do fire AoE. This AoE can hit both yours and the enemy's team, so it is really only useful for specific missions. They also have robots that do chain lightning. Chain lightning can hit your team, but not as frequently as the fairies. It forces you to think ahead and place him in spots that will maximize his chain lightning efficiency. There are many more, from cupcakes that heal to big guys that knock people back. They even have unicorns whose horns act like grenades and blow up after a few rounds. Honestly, it just gives you that feeling of wanting to catch them all. I mean, I hate to make Pokemon comparisons, but if your whole team is based up of guys you can catch and they have specific skills, you do want to catch every one of them. This all adds way more variety to the combat than you first notice. It just takes a little exploring. Doing the battles in the pit can be a great way to see what the game has to offer. I won't go into too much detail on the pit, but essentially you can go there to win rewards or fight other people online in PvP. They do have an item system in place. Throughout early access, they have expanded it to add more and more stats to the gear. I really hope it gets even more in-depth. Right now, they have some status effects like increased crit or daze chance, but nothing super serious. Having some solid stats on their weapons would really increase playtime. It seems like they might be building a deeper foundation here. Maces, for instance, have increased damage against helmets. I just wouldn't expect anything too in-depth. Their previous games' loot systems were severely underwhelming. It just doesn't seem to be a main focus for the developer, which is fine, as long as the game has some type of progression that makes you feel stronger than when you started. That comes in with the character leveling system. Again, everything here is automated, which hardcore RPG fans will probably not like. But it does work. You gain experience in combat and leveling up makes you stronger. Pit People also has a built-in option for auto battles. This system works great and can really make grinding easier. I found myself frequently using it and designating what targets to attack and which ones to capture. Honestly though, every one of these mechanics seems to be designed with one aspect in mind: the multiplayer. The Behemoth manages to pull off legendary multiplayer in almost every one of its games, and Pit People is no different. They bring a fluidity to the combat that makes playing with friends fun and engaging. Worrying about where to place your squad based on what skills they use is enough strategy and engagement to keep things interesting. And honestly, that really is about it. This game is a tremendous amount of fun, and I definitely recommend it to anyone interested in a tactics RPG or looking to play a new game with a friend. I just want to point out really quick that it does offer couch co-op, which is great for people who want to play on the same system. This also means that it has excellent controller support, which I would prefer over the keyboard in this game any day. This game has fantastic comic relief, and the developers are consistently updating it with new features. They have set it up with almost every aspect of the game in place except the story. The story gets expanded on with major updates. It really is a great way to run early access. On top of that, the game allows you to keep playing after the story is finished, allowing you to level up your guys, get new guys, run around and do side missions, preparing yourself for future updates. All of this culminates into one fantastic experience I think almost any RPG fan will enjoy. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of the game in the comments. If you liked the first look, give it a thumbs up or click on the icon to subscribe. We release new content every few days.